Howdy-ho, Shane here at Kumbartcho Project Farm. Here I am at the, in the centre of the industrial area on the farm, and we're also top of the hill, and I've started a water management project here. We've got driveways and sheds, and it's a high traffic area, things whizzing in and out, old gravel roads and stuff. So I've started creating a contour to manage the water off these sheds, overflow from a couple of tanks, and put it into production. So I've started planting an orchard here. You might freak out when you see my orchard's got casuarinas in it and Chinese celtis. But yeah, we put a core of trees in. Here's a mulberry here, and this mulberry's got a ring of other trees around it, so it's actually growing in a forest of kinds. But this is part of the contour, right? So I've got here a bore head, an obsolete bore head, but there's all the plumbing here that connects up to our two solar pumps we've currently got functioning. So I'm going to undo the plumbing there. I'll put a tap on there so I can put a hose on, and I can now charge this contour up here on top of the hill with the solar pumps. So at the moment I'm filling this. I just built this one today, filling it with the garden hose, which is also bore water coming from a header tank. But here's my famous mango tree. Like, the crops off this mango tree are awesome. It's got amazing flavour. It's an old common mango stringy, but man, I tell you what, the flavour is to die for. Now the contour runs in here. I got this far with the contour, and then I ran into pretty big heavy duty mango roots, and that's the name of the game through here. So I figured there wasn't really a lot of future in butchering these roots and fighting our way through the tree roots, that the contour coming around the corner here wasn't really going to serve such a large purpose. But here's the contour continuing here, and my plan is to, I've already put a ring of hay bales here for a compost heap. We've got a school camp coming in May, and then we've got June, July, August, September, October school camps. So this is the beginning of a compost heap on top of the hill. So we're creating fertility up here on top of the hill. I've got enough space here to put in a couple of a couple of shade tunnels anyhow, one running that way, they'll be 4 metres wide and probably about 6 metres long, and one coming from this direction, and I'll build a central chook house here that I can, the tunnels with chooks in them will actually become the compost heap. We'll just keep loading organic matter into it, and food scraps and whatever else might come around into here, creating fertility on the top of the hill, so its gravity will take it downhill. But yeah, this is the contour, that just, it picks up from this concrete tank here. This is all dug with a mattock. We didn't have a 5 tonner or a 30 tonner or a 20 tonner in. Just dig it with a mattock, wet the ground and dig it with a mattock. So I haven't linked these up here, but we've got the other contour that I built sometime earlier coming in here. So it'll be just a matter of linking them up, coming past this mulberry tree. Here's the finger lime. This finger lime sat down here at this level for about 2 years and didn't grow. The moment we put this contour in, it subsequently put these 2 huge big growth shoots on, and a third one coming out this side here. So it's got a little pond above it there where we introduce the fertility. So yep, awesome stuff. So that's the plan, is to, this of course we can't plant trees along this stretch here because we've got to access the the driveway through here and the cattle loading ramp there. But once we get away from that traffic area, I can again start planting below this contour, and it'll be bananas and all sorts of weird stuff, and another overflowing tank off this big shed there. But yeah, it's just a massively long contour in what I call the industrial area of the farm. And you know, this is where I'm living down here in the old dairy, so I'm living in the middle of the bloody industrial universe, and it's given me the capacity to get into this and just turn this into an absolute oasis on top of the hill, and have chickens to build the fertility, put in a whole range of fruit trees, and generate a lot of food in under the trees. We can grow a lot of vegetables in here. But yeah, I've been fiddling around with this and dig a bit one day and dig a bit another day, and it finally came together when I got to the mango tree, and I went, oh shit, I can just go around and continue over this other side and make the complete loop, and then it's all unfolded in front of me. It's going, oh shit, on top of the hill. I can create the fertility up here, put in a chicken run, and away we go. Like, it'll just go, and this whole system down here, below here, right down to the driveway, I just fill that up with fruit trees and grow all sorts of edibles underneath it. And yeah, got the water source there from the bore. So this is, you know, this is probably been inspired in me by the post on Encircle, the natural sequence, the Darwin Park training group thingy, and somebody was carting Phragmites from the bottom of the gully up to the top of the hill, and you know, it wasn't a popular thing with other family members. But I was saying, you know, PA's now pumping the stuff, pumping the liquid to the top. He hasn't got Stuart to cart the matter to the top anymore. So he's now pumping the water up, and it's simple with solar pumps. It makes it so easy that we can actually grow the biomass. You know, this is actually a hilltop wetland. This is a leaky weir. This is everything. It's a contour. It's all of the above, and you know, we're going to create a massive amount of biomass up here, and a massive amount of fertility with the chicken runs and composting from the school camps, and it'll just be a major feed for the lower lands around this area. So there you go. That's today's kind of breakthrough thing with the technology of hilltop wetlands, contours, leaky weirs, growing biomass, creating wetlands on top of the hill, and creating fertility on top of the hill. Bye bye.